These are the 251's made by YouTube icon Marquez Brown. I'm not reviewing them. I'm not even telling you if they're worth it, because they're in my hand, so obviously I find them worth it. What this is a milestone for all of us. Let me unpack that. When creators sell a product online, it usually has something to do with what they do with. Artists sell prints, chefs sell cookbooks, so on and so forth. MKBHD is a tech channel, yet here we are with a totally different type of dope tech, a sneaker. What I want to know is, how will that community take to this? So to understand the sneaker world a little bit better, the first person I went to, another New York native, head of brand partnerships at The Athletic, and my brother-in-law, Julian Ahi. So to kick this off, what is it that got you into sneaker culture?
Basketball was huge for me. The Knicks were incredible in the 90s. And obviously, we had the GOAT, Michael Jordan, who was, just bringing everybody into the game. Plus, the friends that I was growing up at the time. We all were, interested in shoes. We're trying to go to different boutique sneaker shops around New York City. We were waiting in lines, trading shoes, going to people's houses, going to basketball tournaments and trying to trade shoes off your feet if you like somebody else's. My grandmother as well. She always said, listen, if you're going to do two things in life for your appearance, go with this. Have a good haircut and have some clean shoes.
That's some solid advice. So the only knowledge I have pretty much comes from memes. And New York, I don't know if it's famously or infamously, but it is known for Timbs. So what is the sneaker culture like in New York? And are Timbs really that big?
The sneaker scene is big in New York. I think it's just it's part of the culture. Style is a big thing in New York too, and every different boroughs, different neighborhoods within those boroughs have a different stylistic quality. I will say that the question directly about Timbs, Timbs are a big part of New York culture, and from from hip hop, and then also there's the actual utility value of a Timberland. Controversial too, because you have to wear a Tim a certain way, or else, you might get called out.
Good to know. So I sent you the 251's so you could get your own impression. Now that it's been some time, what do you remember from the sneakers?
What I noticed about the shoe is the Adams logo on the outsole, obviously the big 251 branding on the heel. I think the joint logo lockups on the back of the shoe, and NYC.
It did.
Little emblem tag. I don't remember. The most distinct design on the tongue as well. So that's a good look. I think the interesting thing about sneakers is, it's a lot of it is about the details, right? Who's the designer, who's the brand, who is the shoe made for, and then to me what makes a shoe special is feeling like it's your personal connection of such with it.
That's pretty much everything. The shoe may have been made in New York, but it lives with me in North Carolina. So there's one more person that I want to check in with to see how it will fit in the fashion around here.
And on some green dunks.
Yeah, so you pointed him out, knew what kind of shoes he was wearing, and then you two kind of connected.
I think it's just a culture thing, like style and fashion. I was at a live recording for my church for Elevation, and I seen a guy with some Chelsea boots on. I'm like, bro, I love those boots. Let me show you where I got mine at.
What would you say is an iconic sneaker?
The Yeezy. The Yeezy is an iconic shoe.
So here are the 251's.
Yeah.
I note the word icon because he released skins for phones and laptops and tablets and stuff called icons. So would you say those have an iconic look to them?
I would say that they do not have an iconic look, but they have a designer look. If I seen this shoe in Neiman Marcus, I would price this shoe higher than a Balenciaga. You got the higher sole right here. You ever heard of the phrase less is more?
Yeah.
That's what this is. I think this shoe would stand on the market in like a place like Europe. I think in America, Jordan, Nike, they've really dominated the market. But in Europe, a shoe like this, I feel like would boom.
Could you make any parallels between that shoe and maybe a pre-existing shoe?
Yeah. Kind of looks like a Nike Air Force One hot top.
The silhouette was inspired by the Jordan 1s.
There you go. There you go.
So now that I have a better concept of the sneaker world and the quality of these shoes, I'm reflecting on something that Marquez said. Wear your kicks. Obviously, you paid for them, so you should wear them. But now that I have a little bit more of an understanding of the sneaker world, I understand why some would want to keep theirs pristine, and which would equate to wear them a little bit less. These definitely could be daily drivers, but I do believe that the 251s do reach that level where if you wanted them to be a little bit more premier, like say you wanted to go to SneakerCon, these are well enough that I think that they would catch eyes. Now, if I may, leave a suggestion, because I hope these aren't the last. And Marquez, if you're watching this, pretty much same shoe except low. Move this Adams logo to the inside and then move the MKBHD logo to the outside right here, and then matte black everything. That's just my suggestion. You don't have to take it, but you know, I think it's pretty cool. If you got these, let me know how you're enjoying them, or let me know what your favorite sneaker is, and I will read those comments in my downtime.